Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Night Live with Prime of Midlife. How are we all? Please do let me know if you can hear me okay, because I have had historical problems with remembering when to plug in my microphone. We have Claire, good evening. Joe, good evening. Lana, hi there. HM, good evening to you. Oh, Little Trader, thank you for that. Yes, we can hear. That's that makes me happy. Now I know it's exceedingly rude, and my phone has just gone, but due to the thing of mum being in care, we check every noise on the phone, and we're all good. Load of rubbish. There you go. Um, so yes, good evening, Little Trader, decluttering queen. Good evening, Lana. Thank you. And there's Patrick. Susan, good evening. Ben, you're back. Yay! I saw the little thing saying Ben's had a thing and wasn't there, and oh my goodness. But he's back. Ben 4x4 jamming. Oh, Ben 4x4 jamming now. Look at that. Changed his name and everything. Joe, good evening. Avril, hi. Michelle, Valerie, good evening. Nice to see you. So I hope you've all had a good time. I obviously was on holiday and relaxed and read books and did an awful lot. Joe, you didn't miss anything last week. It wasn't on, sweetheart, because I was packing for holly bags. Anna, good evening. Nice to see you. So yeah, holiday last week. Rested, relaxed, came back to a whole lot of mail and went, oh my goodness. So budgeting is on the horizon. Some really hefty budgeting. So if you've seen the videos today, you'll see I went out shopping with my £20 budget and didn't spend it all. Then I came in and put stuff in the slow cooker and then rested and did a podcast. Basically because I was sitting crocheting. Well, I had no intention of sitting crocheting, let's be honest. I was sitting vegging and I was like, you've got wrist warmers to do, you've got a shawl to do, there's the sheep's wool still there. Do you know, really sitting vegging is not productive. But I was fed up with the music and I thought, you know something, I could just be sitting wittering. So I did. I sat and wittered and put up my first podcast, which is basically audio only, so that if you're there, you know, stuck in a traffic jam or something or doing your housework, you can listen in. So that was my first thing. And then I rested more. And then I realised I hadn't cooked. So I did a massive cooking and exhausted myself. But I have done lots, so I'm quite pleased with myself. Um, Ben was a naughty boy, according to YouTube. Sarah, good evening. Clara, good evening. Joe, how did you melt a slow cooker? Goodness gracious. What did you do? Right, I'm sorry, people. We need to know from Joe. How can you melt a slow cooker? That is like, oh my goodness. Thank you, Avril. Glad you enjoyed it. Slowly. Very funny, Patrick. Anyone else wondering what Ben did? Well, Clara, no being funny. I got after my last live, which was about 2 weeks ago. I don't know what we talked about, but it got a yellow warning limited thing. So yeah, it doesn't take much. Alabama Whitman, good evening. Joe, oh, you did the hob thing. Oh, so easy to do. Yeah, that's not. Thankfully, you obviously managed to stop it before the house went up because, you know, it's so easy to do with that one. But yeah, glad you caught it in time. Oh, Claire, that's funnily enough. I actually, when I came back from holiday, Kathleen had been doing some washing and I emptied the washing machine. And straight next time she phoned, I was like, Can we please mention, do not overload the washing machine or it will fail. So, yeah, well done on it lasting 10 years, Claire. Good evening, Charlotte. Nice to see you. Oh, Joe, I'm glad you had a fire blanket. Patrick, I don't have a fire blanket. Parts to repair cost more than a new washing machine. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay, you had 3 yellows and got a red card, Ben. Right, there we go. Well, we'll not be going to be doing that. Evening, Mandy. Oh, I'm glad to hear your mum's making progress. That is not easy. Been there, done that. Not easy at all. Accidentally set a light to the kitchen cupboard. Okay, that's a new one with me. Is being excited about a new washing machine a sign of getting old? Not at all. It's a sign of being sensible, because a rubbish washing machine is not helpful at all and takes more effort and stuff. So yeah, having a decent washing machine is a good thing. YouTube give you a spanner, Bash. What you like? Ben, you don't have a spanner. Oh no. I need to find Ben and do a spannery thing. Hang on. Ben. Add as moderator. Let's give you your spanner back, Ben. Goodness graciousness. Good evening, James. Nice to see you. Getting excited about being able to put washing out in the line of sight, or groaning when you get up from the chair. Oh, I groan when I get up in the chair. Yes, Patrick, you can put your feet up. Yeah, I don't particularly put washing out in the line, I have to say. Basically because I don't trust the weather here. Do you know? Because if I put my washing out before I go to work, it will just crash and burn. You know, it's guaranteed it will rain by the time I'm finished work. Evening, Juliet. How you doing? And hello to Digby Dillon. James, I am well, thank you. It's been a busy day, but I have done a lot of stuff. My conscience is clear. Oh no, Clara, I'm never saying I'm glad it's raining. The garden needs it. No, it's more I'm glad it's raining because I'm dying of the heat. Oh, Joe using Calgon, sensible. Love putting your washing out. Hey, certain things help certain people. Do you know, there's things that people like. Any news on moving house or downsizing mortgage free? Mikey, not at the moment. I need to sort out mum first so that there is actually stuff there. But once I do that, then we'll be all systems go. Hence the really harsh budgeting that I'm going to start doing just now. Yeah, Monday tomorrow. Do you know what I have to say, Claire? Washing machines, one of the ones I had for ages was a Candy, and it was actually my mum's friend that ran a bed and breakfast said they were brilliant. Came home after shopping to find the 3 of them in the front garden screeching at me that they'd set your kitchen on fire. Oh, yeah, no. Oh, that could not have been good, Avril. Juliet, yeah, I'm definitely, I feel so much better after that. I think just being able to proper stop makes a huge difference. James, I'm not going down south anymore because Patrick's up here. So I'm looking to move to Perth, hopefully. What happened to the students? Dare we ask? I mean, are they still alive, Avril? Yeah. But yes, this, do you know, it seems funny when you're saying getting excited about Seth or excited about putting the washing out. And yeah, in some ways, I think that means we're older, but there's other things that you know, yeah, we're older, but it means that we've ticked boxes, we've managed to get things sorted. Um, and yeah, it just is. Good evening, Mrs. So Much More. Nice to see you here. Come to fight. Jem, actually, I was looking at that, but I couldn't decide because I don't know the place well enough. But yes, beaches are definitely a pull for me. Um, you know you're getting old when the police all look like Waynes. Oh, don't. We had a policeman come to visit us at work, and I'm looking at him and I'm going, I know you. Why do I know you? He's like, I was at your youth club. So, yeah, he was a kid and he's now like a proper grown up policeman. So, yeah, that was quite a thing. Rasheen, good evening. Time, yep, just sat down. Well done, you. Sit down, relax. Gina, good evening. Anne, yay. Nice to see you. You officially retired, Juliet? Oh, yeah. I have to say, Juliet, if I didn't have to sort mum's stuff out, I would be done as well. But I do have to. Decluttering Queen. No, I'm not giving up my tumble dryer. Not ever. Dave Simon, good evening. And thank you for the moniker. I like that one. Oh, St. Monans. Oh, I never looked there, James. He snook without the price tag. We like that. Mary, good evening. Alan, good evening. Nice to see you both. We are just basically chattering about general stuffs. Clara Avril has gone very quiet. I think that's quite sensible of Avril, really. You know, sometimes you just don't want to be saying what happened. And yeah, HM, I agree with you. Congratulations on the retirement. Julie, good evening. Not late, we're still here. So yeah, as I say, a holiday was good. We're now hitting some serious budgeting, looking to do £20 a week on food shopping, which I've managed to do less this time. Also doing, I'm going to have to go around and check the electricity. So, because I think I'm probably not being as sensible about it as I should be. So, yeah, it's one of those things like you're just like, throw in the tumble dryer, throw in the heater. It's like I've got a wood burner here and I'm using mum and dad's old Dyson heater. And, you know, you put it on and it doesn't heat the house. It just gives you a wee bit of stuff, a wee bit of heat, and then as soon as you switch it off, it goes. Mrs. So Much More doing a pantry challenge for this week. Nice. Oh, Baby Tails, hello, welcome. Just, Juliet, I bet it doesn't feel real just now, but oh, no alarm clock in the winter months. That will be good. James Tyler, good evening. 2 kids in bed with dad, so need washing machine and dryer. Clara, you will do. That's going to be constant. James, we used to be all electric and it cost me a fortune. What I did, the first thing I did before I got the wood burner put in was I bought a Calor gas heater that was made of cast iron. And the cast iron held the heat because your Superserre, when you switched it off, the heat just stopped. Whereas with the cast iron Calor gas stove, it held the heat. So it was I mean, it wasn't cheap, don't get me wrong, but it was well worth it. And we used that for a couple of years before we put the wood burner in. And it just made such a difference on the electric costs. Yeah, Clara, it was still quite muggy here. It was cold this morning, lit the burner, and by mid-afternoon, it was it was roasting, so that had to get done. Oh, Charlotte, look at you cooking on the wood burner. Nice. Joe, yep. I know when I was staying with mum before she had to go into care, and the heating just had to be on. Their house was old with big stone walls, so yeah. About £80 a month, reckon that will double once the storage heaters. Yeah, I mean, James, I'm in a two-bed housing association, a wee white box, and it's £150 a month, easily, when I had the storage heaters, and that was before all the prices went up. Calor gas has gone down in price just now. Oh, James, thank you. Patrick, can we get another bottle of gas, please? Clara, £270 a month. Good grief. Slave to No Man, good evening. How are you? Had COVID since last week. No, oh, bless. Sarah, you have my sympathy. How can they justify putting up the standing charge? Thank you, Patrick. Jackie, no being funny, how can they justify anything they're doing right now? It's one of those things. I'm sorry, you're 1,000 in credit and they've asked you to monitor usage to see if we're paying too much. I think 1,000 in credit pretty much means you're paying too much, does it not? Roisin, yep, definitely you want to be keeping an eye on that then. Lowering the rates but doubling the bill, that's very weird. Is the log burner installed all electric? Yeah. Baby Tails, yeah, I changed from it wasn't the E7 hours, was the total heating with total control. And I had to get the electricity board to come and take out the second meter. I had Patrick there to make sure that everything that needed to go into the 1 meter that we held was sorted. But yeah, definitely get off that E7, because what I found, I was cutting my heating down to the bone. The heating was the lower rate. It was the other stuff that was costing me the money. So things like, if you haven't got LED bulbs just now, good grief, get LED bulbs. They are half the price of normal bulbs. So yeah, if you're on this economy, get off of it, because your normal daily electric rate is so much more than the heating rate. And of course, we've all turned down our heating, but we're using electricity in different ways. So yeah, get off that. Get a standard rate if you can. Kareno, good evening. Nice to see you. Oh yeah, Martin Lewis, very good for information, I have to say. Kim, good evening. Oh, thank you. Gas went down, but the minimum age went up. Minimum age. I'm presuming the minimum price. Thank you, Juliet. Yes, I was quite impressed with the food shop. What I'm trying to do to try and make it really sort of relevant to everyone, I'm trying not to use what I've got prepped but stored away. James, you got meter put in, came from rented homes with meters, bought the house, and direct debit was hundreds a month. Giving readings, got the meter put in, went down to £40 a month. Nice. Warm Home Discount Scheme has opened for applications. Excellent. Apply if you can. You only have electric and it's £25 a week on the old key meter. Yep, that's not too bad, but still. James Tyler, yeah, exactly. Nadine, good evening. Nice to see you. Yes, James, it's wage. Thank you, Kathy. The rates for electricity have just increased so much, it's ridiculous. Really doesn't hurt to call and check. No, it doesn't. Sarah, nice to know. Dry house is a warmer house and used a window vacuum in the bathroom windows. Oh, yeah. I mean, there's all these different things you can do. And yes, keeping the house dry. There's a video I did last year about putting the heating off. And I had the heating off for 3 days. Not a good idea. And I mean, like, there was no heating. And even when I was away, Kathleen hasn't used the wood burner yet. She doesn't like it. So what she did was she just had the tumble dryer on a few times and used a little electric heater. And when we came back on Friday, you could feel the chill in this house, just with no sort of through the house heating. So the first thing I did when I walked in was put the wood burner on, because the chimney flue thing goes straight up through the sitting room into my bedroom. So, and then once we open the doors, it just lets the heat go through. It makes a huge difference. Oh, good of things. James, change of subject. Have we started prepping for Christmas and putting stuff away? That is what I'm looking at. As I said in the podcast, I am looking at what I can make. Whether I can make, because things, I think Tanette had put on the comments and said, why not do the stuff that you've made, like in jars, like your chutneys, your jams, etc., etc. That is definitely something I'm going to be looking at just now. I want to finish off some wrist warmers and stuff like that. But yes, definitely the butchers. Have a look at the butchers, because I know there's one that we used to use. I used to use it to send hampers down to Patrick and his family. So yeah, SAS 2012. Good evening. Said it changed to local council authority and your postcode deemed not to be entitled. Well, that's just rude. Ali Osman Okak, good evening. 185, so they've halved your direct debit. Nice. We like that. One full Christmas present, started getting bits. Yep, definitely bits. James, if you're still paying TV license fee, council tax and parking fines, why? At the moment, yes, I am, James, because I need to sort out my mum's stuff. I cannot be doing anything else at the moment. Christmas turkey, nice. Good plan, Anne. Canadian Thanksgiving, so you get your turkeys just now. This year you're getting new radiators installed. Yeah, I mean, I think definitely I would be looking at the new radiators. I saw a poll on YouTube. It was something that's like, are you willing to have a heat pump? Like, no, definitely not having heat pumps. Oh, Clara, you poor soul. You have a good evening and enjoy that bath. You deserve it. Lidl have started stocking frozen Christmas bits. Do you know, Claire, I never even looked at the frozen stuff today. I didn't so much as look at that. I will look at that the next time I'm there. Definitely. No, we don't want that. Take the strength from the local travelling Irish community. If you apply, you are that person. Yeah. What can I say, James? I will reserve my misbehaving until after I have got everything sorted that I need to get done legally, because I've got a whole lot of legal stuff to do. It just is what it is, and hence the budgeting, hence the decluttering and everything else that needs to be done. So fingers crossed it all works. Amanda Jane Jones. Good evening, Amanda. Not entitled to warm home discount as my house is small and terraced. They've changed the rules. Well, that's just rude. We don't like that. I don't watch Under the Median, Gems. Or if I do, it's one that I watch that I don't actually remember the names. Ben, really? You're delivering diesel generators to a new wind turbine this week. Oh my goodness. But no, James, I don't, but I'm sorry to hear they've had an accident. That's not good. I will go find it. I will, I'm just going to go and watch that in fact, I'm actually going to write that down, Under the Median. I will go and find that and I will watch that when we are finished this evening. There you go. It's always good. I do watch Frugal Queen in France. I was just she commented on my Saturday night video and said she'd done a budget thing, but I hadn't got round to watching all the videos that I'd missed. So I watched Jane on this afternoon. And I was looking at her budget going, that's very organised. I don't ever do that. And then I thought, Karen, you just did that with your spreadsheet, you silly woman. That's exactly what you did. So yeah, I saw Jane's budget, and basically, although it looked so different to me because it was handwritten, and I was like, that's a lot of stuff to do, and she's worked all that out. You know what? You just did that in your spreadsheet. Goodness, it's the same thing. So yeah, and that's basically what we're Frugal Queen in France and myself, we both seem to be, October seems to be the budget month. So yeah, that's definitely seems to be the way that things are going just now. Is budgeting is a big thing right now. And I mean, the thing is, it's October, the the weather's turning, we're going to have to start looking towards December and gifting and things like that. So yeah, this is the perfect time to start looking at money, looking at where you can cut costs. Again, as I said, I'm going to have to look at the electricity, see where I can cut some corners with that. So yeah. Resent their toilet roll prices. Yeah. I know, it's a whole thing with toilet roll, isn't it? Once you find one that's cheap and good, because other ones can be a bit, definitely a thing that you have to find the right one to make sure that you get that sorted. Car engine light came on yesterday and I'm so stressed out about the cost. It was due for an MOT and service in 2 weeks, but so stressed. Charlotte, what light came on and what did it say? Best tip anyone's got to cut cost. Budget. Work out what you've got in your budget. Did I contact Richard Forbes? No, I didn't, James. I think I saw that just before I went on holiday. Good evening, Linda. Nice to see you. Or bonjour from Quebec. Budgeting tips, recipe tips, yeah. To buy every single person in our lives presents, only cut cost. Oh, Amber, check engine right. Like Charlotte, basically check your oil, check your water, check your brake fluid levels, check your tire pressures. Make sure that you've checked all them first and see. James, you're quite right. The Patrick actually, he has a number of grandchildren, and they get to a certain age and he's like, that's it done, and the grown-ups don't get anything. So it's the best thing for him with having that number of people that he could buy for. It's like, no, it's not worth it. Best saving they think they've made. Kim, for me, before I did the wood burner, one of the best savings I made was bulbs. Patrick, who's an electrician, for anyone who doesn't know, had said LED bulbs. Now we had I've got 2 lights in this sitting room, and the light fittings we had 3 bulbs in each, and we cut it down to pendants with 1 bulb. We put it down to LEDs. We've changed pretty much all the bulbs to LEDs, and we went and looked up the running costs, and it was it was like less than half price. So that was a big thing. Juliet, yep, definitely. Lidl, instead of buying 24 2-pack, buy 3 9-packs, cheaper and 3 extra rolls. Thank you, James. Big vet and van bills have left me with 0 to play. Yeah, Roisin, sometimes it just gets, you get hit by things. And it's all very well saying, oh yeah, do the budgeting and do the things and put away stuff for savings. But if you get hit with a bill before you've got savings, it's just a nightmare. Good evening, Rainbow Obsidian. Nice to see you. Jamgina, good evening. Yeah, yellow stickers, cashback apps, batch cook, shopping around, being aware of the cheapest. Yeah, definitely. LED bulbs. Yeah. Body warmers, it plugs into a power pack. Try to wear clothes of similar colours to reduce washing costs. Batch cook and freeze meals. Yep. Missing cap. Not too expensive, but the labour was pricey. Yeah, I mean, I was lucky my dad was a mechanic, so it wasn't too bad. But the LED bulbs, watch if you've got a dimmer switch, because the dimmers don't, unless you've got specific dimmers for the LED bulbs, they don't particularly like them. So ours flickered quite a lot, and they ran out quite quickly, because the ones I've got in here now that would change the light fittings and put it onto just an on-off, they've lasted twice as long as the ones that we had on the dimmer. So yeah, if you've got a dimmer switch for your LED bulbs and you see them flickering, you need to change it to a normal switch or something. I don't know, but you need to fix it. The dimmer switch doesn't always work well with the LED bulbs. £150 bank refund and £128 water bill landed in the same day. Oh, that's just wrong. That's just mean. All the washing in together. Yeah, I've started doing that now, I have to say. Christmas lights for one room. Yeah, I mean, things like that. You find that, your LED Christmas lights. I like that, James. Nicely done. But yeah, Christmas lights are quite good. But yeah, I mean, years ago, I remember my mum was really, really big on the separating the colours and the darks and things like that. And that was fine when they had when there was 3 of us. It was mum, dad and I. So you would get a load of whites, especially with where we worked and me being at school and stuff. So we would have white loads and dark loads, etc. Not so much now. So I just make sure I don't wear whites. That's basically how I get around it. Kathleen and I have got very little stuff. And throw in a colour catcher. There you go. Ben, can you please deal with that? Thank you, darling. Bachelor laundry, all in together. Yeah, Mary, I'm absolutely with you in that. Jodie, good evening. Thank you, Ben. He's such a sweetie. Wash whites with darks and no issues. Packs don't use hot or warm water. Rainbow, yeah, I do that, but once you get like something that's brand new, that's bright white, you notice the difference. Misses so much more. Yeah, dehydrating is good. I I have dehydrated a lot of stuff. I do a sleep stream on live cam today. I've got no idea what you're talking about, Joe. Little idea, and your solar strip lights you use, your sunny days to light up the dining room, little things like that. Yeah, I got solar garden lights, and I just leave them sitting on my kitchen, on the kitchen windowsill, so that if I come in and there's any power out, I've got something that's been, charged up already. June, yep. You may have seen before, I don't use the food pantries because, I'm working, I'm on a decent wage. There's people who need them much more than me. Too Good To Go, I do use, and it's just finding out which ones are worth it. So it was typing, bless. Oh, absolutely, Rainbow. Just do the hand wash. I have, my mum got herself a cashmere cardigan, so that has not gone to the care homes who boil wash everything, but that's one of the few things that I do actually hand wash. Coco K, good evening. British Gas has put up their standing charge on my bill to £40. Got a bill today for over £200 and £50 of it was charges. Ouch. See? Just no. Oh, Rainbow, yeah, solar lighting is hard to find. That I got them last year at the tail end of the summer garden things, and they're the little pokey in the ground garden lights. And I just sit it on its side on the windowsill. So yeah, I think I'm going to be scared to look at my electricity bill. Fruit and veg at the moment. Oh, nice. Do you know? Does anyone know what the vouchers are in Lidl's? Because when we were in shopping today, somebody had like a trolley full of shopping, and they paid for it in vouchers. Is that because they've used the Lidl app thing or something? I don't know. So if anyone knows what that is, please let me know, because I'm like, where do I get those vouchers? I want them. So yeah, have to. So if anyone knows about the Lidl thing, if that's something that you get because of what you've spent, or if it's like the Iceland bonus card that you can add to it or something. June, yeah, second-hand clothes. Well, look at this. See, I have little worn bits, and this bit's worn, and I worked out this is my dad's rugby shirt. It's an Austin Reed. He bought it before Kathleen was born, and she's 28. So yeah, second-hand is the way to go. Going to have some tin fruit for pudding. Yep. Ben, good evening. Nice to see you. I am doing well, thank you. Rainbow, you collect points and you can pay that way too. Okay. Shelter, food, water, and everything else is just material. Good point, James. Oh, didn't. See, I never think of doing that, June, but well done. Good point. Oh, heated seat pads. See, that would have been good for me a couple of years ago when I did a lot of driving, but I don't do a lot of driving. Dragon Lady. More power to your elbow, butchering chickens that a neighbour got you for free. I have to say I wouldn't have a clue how to do that, but I am impressed. Like, totally impressed that you can do that. So, yeah, well done you. Says me, I mean, I'm supposed to. Food voucher help, Kim? Possibly. Don't know. I mean, I have been using, I said ages ago when the Asda rewards came out, I have used the Asda Rewards when I've gone into Asda, basically since it came out. And I've got nearly £100 on that, so that's going to wait for Christmas. Iceland bonus card, if you top it up £100 before beginning of November, they add £20. Oh, nice. Takes everything for our local. Okay, Roisin, is the teacher taking it for the school breakfast club or the school lunch club? Because in that case, I would say yes, but you know, I wouldn't have thought a teacher would have needed to take everything from the local food pantry. However, depending on what's happened to them, especially with mortgage rates going up, etc., they may actually be struggling a lot more than we think, because we know that nurses are and teachers are similar. So much as I wouldn't have thought that was required, it actually could be, which is a sad reflection on today's society, can I just say. But in saying that, Patrick and I were talking yesterday about people who come in and like wipe out everything. We just do not do that when we go and pick up reduced stuff. So, yeah. Pheasant hunting season. Yes, it is. Christmas saver on Asda Rewards as you get an extra bonus. No, I have not done that yet. Thank you for reminding me, June. I will get that done. Christmas savings card for Asda and get a free bonus. Okay, I need to definitely go and look at my thing. Yeah, Claire, you're absolutely right. But what I did was basically it was when I wasn't hitting the budgeting hard, and I was like, right, I'm just going to use it because it's better to get something back than nothing. So that's what I did, and I'm presuming by the time I hit this series budget and hit that I'm on just now, I'm going to be quite glad of it. In case they do away. Oh yeah, good point, Rainbow. Never thought of that. Yeah, if they suddenly do away with them, that's not so good. And yeah, I mean, it depends. It's funny. I know someone who moved up from down south, and the Tesco rewards up here, the Tesco club card deals that they got were so much better than down south. They were really impressed. So I think where you are as well makes quite a difference. Kat, good evening. Glad to hear you can hear me. I'm presuming you've just started watching from the beginning. Decluttering Queen, yeah, you never know when they can go bust. I mean, yeah, who thought Wilko would go? Although, funnily enough, you know, Wilko owners managed to get out a hefty dividend before the company went bust and the pensions all went bleh and stuff. Oh, yeah, absolutely right, Ben. Please do hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. You know, it helps the channel. It helps us get out there. And yeah, Kim, you're absolutely right. We all have nearly the same worries, just different scales. And that is, I mean, what we think of how some person is or how their life is going. I know that I've got a couple of friends who were not on a fixed rate mortgage or have had to change, and their mortgages are destroying them. I mean, absolutely destroying them. One of them's had to sell the business. There's others who are absolutely hand to mouth, and you know, there's others where I've told them about food pantries and what am I talking about? Community fridges. Yep. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Juliet. Baby tails. Oh, well, Rainbow, that's a very good question, because there's a lot of people who are struggling to afford their mortgage. And there's a lot of articles in the newspapers now saying we can't afford the rent. There's no place for us to live. And obviously there's things, but as I said in a previous live, I happen to know someone who was in Kent and homeless, a single young man, and they gave him a tent. Others, as Linda is saying, living in their cars. Others are in bed and breakfasts. Just, a nightmare. Brambles and freezing. Yeah, good plan, James. Yeah, Roisin, in that case, that's out of order. Rainbow, I don't know at the moment. I think a lot of people are just at the case of we're waiting to see if the government will change and hoping it will and hoping it'll get better. I wouldn't like to guarantee it, but without the mass, standing up against things, you can end up with a record, etc., and that's just not what I can deal with. So a lot of it is a case of, instead of protesting, let's see if we can keep ourselves together. And that's why you're getting a lot of budgeting, a lot of prepping, a lot of, people trying to work out how to keep their house warm and just trying to hold it together in the hope that it will get better. Because at the moment, you can stand and yell as much as you want. And it's not really going to do much. But at the moment, this is a democracy here in the UK, and hopefully we will all still be able to vote in the general election, and then we can see what happens then. But as I say, I wouldn't be, I wouldn't be holding my breath on it. Tiny, looking at a fifth wheel camper in a rented spot. Rents are like 800. Ouch, Mary. That's not so good. Pantry allows her to do that, then they're at least partially to blame. Yeah, Roisin, that is, no sympathy for that. That's not allowed. And yeah, I would be going to the pantry staff and saying, what are you doing about this? Because that's not acceptable. And it's not fair for people who donate to the pantry, etc. That's not what they expect it to be doing. They're expecting to help out as many as they can. And yeah, Claire, I am completely with you there in that there will be a rise of multi-generational living. I've said that before in a video. It's going to go back to the split in the rooms and stuff like that. It's not easy, but we just need to do the best we can for our people. And yeah, I don't know how to make it better. I would love to say that if we did this, it would get better. It would get easier for us. And I don't know how to fix it. And I have to say, as a control freak, that really irks me, that it's something that you can't fix. But what I can do is try and make sure that me and mine are set up as best we can. And that's all I can do. And that means making sure we've got a roof over our head, stocking up, prepping, so that if anything happens, that we are really, really stuck, that we've got food there, that we've got a way to heat the house, etc., etc. So that's the best I can think of at the moment. What will be interesting, however, is the way that I bought, what was it I bought? I bought the newspaper when I was on holiday. And the first 6 pages, it was a 2-page spread for each of the main political parties. And you're like, yep, this is it. This is now going to be all the stuff about the elections. And what I didn't realise, now I have, as I've told you, I get most of my information from the online thingies, online newspapers and stuff. And I went and I bought the Eye, and I bought the Times, and I bought the Scottish Daily Mail. Now, I read the Daily Mail. I don't particularly love it. But I bought the Scottish Daily Mail, the paper. They are so anti-SNP, it's no real. And it's very different from their online newspaper. And I was like, okay, this is, I've never seen it quite as vehement. And then once you start going through the other newspaper, the printed ones, not the online ones, and you're like, these are really quite in your face, these stories. So, yeah, I think, not good. Moved back home, uses paid off mum and dad's mortgage, yeah. Ben, completely agree with you. That well done you for doing that. At least that means that there's a roof over your head. Lana, read The Light. Okay, let me write that down. The Light. Yeah, I mean, in saying that, best will in the world, I could not have moved back with my parents. That would just, no. Just no. Just couldn't be done. Online is one view and paper is another. It is, it's very much so. And we did that. We noticed that with Patrick being in London and me up here. It's very different stories that he got. James, yeah, I think at the moment that's what's happening. It is prioritizing the basics. Claire, do you know, I've seen that before. There's a lot of people saying that actually now friends are starting to buy houses together or even rent places together because they can't do it on their own. And certainly with the way the interest rates and stuff are going up, I mean, it's just, if I wasn't still on a fixed rate, I would have serious problems. To even get the necessities. Yeah, Rainbow, yeah. Darren McGarvey, June, I downloaded one of his books. I think actually somebody I know knows him. But yeah. Slim, good evening. Nice to see you. Sang some washing machine echo. I thought I had to change my washing machine because I had a Beko washing machine, which was rubbish. Oh yeah, you're talking about the washing machines, Cat. Yeah, that we were doing a whole lot of that with the different stuff. Yeah, most people will renew next year and in 2025. Yeah, I mean, Rainbow, that's another one of the reasons why I'm budgeting. I need to be budgeting for getting that mortgage paid off before my fixed rate finishes. I have to get it done because if the mortgage rates are anywhere like they are just now, I'm finished. I won't be able to pay off the mortgage. So yeah, it is very much at the moment. I think people are prioritizing where they're going to stay, where their family's going to stay, how they're going to heat the place, and how they're going to eat. Make up your own mind if you get your news from one source. Yeah, one source is definitely blinkered, Claire. I noticed that very well. I read everything. Patrick's brother John was laughing at me because I had the book, which is over there. Now, looking at it, it's about 2 inches thick, and I read it in 3 days. I read quickly. So, yeah. My mortgage finishes 2026. So, yeah, I've got time, just needs to be done. James, yeah, I would rather have certainty as well. YouTube, Ken McClellan. It's a new name to me. Let me go and have a look at that one. McClellan. Oh, stats, June, honestly. Years ago, there was going to be a bid locally, Business Improvement District. And I went and looked at what they were supposed to be doing and what they were charging. And I was educated in no uncertain terms about lies, damn lies, and statistics. You can make statistics say anything you want if you ask the right question of the numbers. Just absolutely ridiculous. So, yeah, that's statistics. I do not believe statistics. And normally, what I'll do, June, is if I see statistics, I will try and look at the opposite. Or, as you say, it's just the 90% and it's out of 10 people. Yeah. What they did with the bid was, they'd say, 75% voted for this business improvement district. But there was only 25% of the businesses actually voted. All right, it was maybe 75 or 80% of them, but it was only 25% of the businesses that voted. But they're like, 75% people voted yes. Don't even give me your rubbish. Honestly, statistics are just a load of rubbish that you just look at it to find out how to read it backwards. What book did I read? I read The Running Grave. It's by Robert Galbraith, who is actually J.K. Rowling, and it's about the private detective Cormoran Strike, and it was fabulous, and it was great, and I did not expect the ending. I had guessed it all wrong, and I'm just not impressed. Claire, well done. That's exactly what I want to be doing. Okay, 180 Degrees by Fergus Greenwood. 180 Degrees. Fergus Greenwood. See, I like knowing these things. You're never asked. Yeah, Rainbow, I don't particularly. I did start, they say you can make money from surveys, but I had a local website at the time. And as soon as I went journalism, I just got banned from every survey that was going. Just didn't happen. Yeah. Time to get cozy in bed with the cat and a good book. Sounds like a plan, Charlotte. Have a good evening. And yeah, cat and a good book. Good way to spend the evening. James. Yeah, I'm not getting tattooed. That hurts. Just no. Have to get things done. Good night, Rainbow. Nice to have you here. Speak to you soon. Jackie, hot water bottle. Yep. Yeah, it's getting to that time, isn't it? Hot water bottles and stuff. Vobes did an interview with the author. Oh, I need to have a look. Thank you, Rainbow. James, no, I think he'd put up something about if anyone would like to do an interview with him, and then I went on holiday. So I will go and have a look at that. But yeah, thank you all for being here this evening. It's been so nice speaking to you. I am just about to sign off. So unless anyone has any questions, please do hit the like button, subscribe, etc., etc. Robert Goddard. I think I have, Sarah. Pretty sure I've read his, but I'll go and check. I'm going to write that down as well. Robert Goddard. Thank you for all the book recommendations. I will no doubt be going and downloading them. So yeah, good night all. Have a lovely week, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye all.